Wider, Shammer. Again, Adelaide cutting it off. Rutten with confidence, taking on one, taking on two. Forced to go back 30 metres though, back to his key defending position partner, Nathan Bock.
Some good run lateral running here by
Vince.
Bernie Vince.
On the burst.
That five of them look the same. Vince, Mackay.
Here's
another one.
Here's Mackay now, into the pocket, looking for and finding Stevens. Scott Stevens. The shot at goal, doesn't make any mistake. First goal for the night to the Adelaide Crows.
Well, ball movements, they're
just dominating this game. 6 inside 50s to nothing at the moment. And they start getting some scoreboard pressure on here. It'll be a very early start to be, you would think, nearly giving it away. If you're a Freo supporter, it's not looking good at the moment.
McLeod throws it on the boot. Quick kick from the veteran. Kicks the goal, but Dangerfield was involved again.
Well, I hate to say it when you've only played 8 minutes of footy, but all the signs at the moment, and every statistic will tell you that this is going to be a bit of a blowout here. A very young Fremantle side with a weight of numbers at the contest. And Andrew McLeod doesn't need too many opportunities to make it hurt on the scoreboard. And the dangerous players are already getting plenty of the footy. The midfield's totally on top. And we can see when Fremantle are bringing it out of their defence, they've got nowhere to go. They've got a free kick there.
To the umpire's defence, it was on the other side, but it was a chop for Anthony Grover.
Stevens. Well, that was a low percentage ball for McLeod. Numbers for the Dockers, but they'll need them all. Dangerfield!
Bang!
Oh, yes, indeed! What about that for an effort?
Wow, what an effort that was. He knew that he's got oncoming traffic, but he never took his eyes off on the football. This is a great lesson for young players, picking up a half volley. Picked the ball up, he came through, as we see here. Great tackle. But here he comes, picks the ball up and crashes through. It was a poor tackle there by Subin. Had to make it stick, but great tackle.
Well, the ability to bodyline the ball like he did on that occasion and then have the composure to kick a goal under real pressure shows what sort of a talent this kid is.
Screen, but now it seems to be sort of coming across the ground, so difficult pocket to kick from that one.
Somehow that kept in play. Thompson driving kick to Paul Pleasure. Look at the run from McLeod.
It's a good kick too.
Man on for him. Kicking long, wants Tippett to the advantage. Super
The
play.
pressure through the 250s was non-existent by Fremantle on that occasion.
Chasing Paul Pleasure for leading goal kicker, Kurt Tippett. He's just 4 behind. He gets that to 3 as Adelaide get their 4th of the evening. Waiting for the turnover. Mackay. McLeod, and he spots a couple in the middle. Good decision to give it to Thompson. Running for him, Doughty. The big switch. Decides against. Miss Stevens on the lead. Tarrant, give on the up. Stolen though. It's Dangerfield again. Outside 50 to the top of the square. Still going Knights. Around the corner. Kicks the goal. Oh, they're omnipresent.
Len, what I liked about what Knights did here, he was caught.
So, setting up from the clearance. Quick boot to ball, but only as far as Van Berlo. Switch to Bock, back through the middle. Otten the man again, into the pocket. Last time it was Knights, this time it's Stevens.
All leading into the vision of the ball carry, so there's 2 or 3 options, not just the one. Fremantle probably got to get 1 or 2 numbers back. That's work rate. I know they want to be up on their man, but they've got to get numbers back to stop the inside 50s.
Stevens kicked the first in the first quarter and the first of the second. Well, we may be looking at a very big night for Adelaide. Clark goes again, second time. Here's the goal kicker, Stevens. Again, the quick hands, the reflex gives through the middle by Adelaide. Eventually, McLeod, look at this, 2 out on their own. 1 is Thompson, 2 is Dangerfield. Takes a bounce. Oh, he got a bit close to the man, popped it into the danger zone, popped it up for the Porpoise.
2 or 3 times Adelaide drilled balls in low and they haven't hit the target. That's a much better option for a forward to mark.
Former West Adelaide player. They had a big win in the SANFL today. And he drives it through for the 7th goal for the Crows.
Well, what I like about
It's McLeod. He's a long way from anyone. Into the pocket he goes. Knights the target.
their kick.
Stevens is deep. Knights runs onto his left. Heads to the square. Tip it there. Also Dangerfield.
Then to Shirley, and Shirley just wheels around, no pressure, and this is what happens. The end result. You've got to start to question Fremantle's.
He's got to be better than that.
Much better.
When he's playing in a team full of kids, and he's an experienced player. Oh, that's a bit easy too.
Tip it out of the ruck. Easy as you like. Floats it through for another one.
Well, it's great work by Tippett to understand that he's got a chance here against an inexperienced ruckman, but where was the support by the other Fremantle players, experienced players, not to allow him to do that? You've got to be super desperate in the back line. Look, Zach Clark playing his second or third league game, hasn't played a lot, got outwitted there first, and obviously the strength in the body department is a complete difference. Pushing the back there, the umpire should have picked that up, so he's very unlucky, but when you're in the back line, you've got to be very desperate, and that was too easy. Look at the numbers, just weight of numbers here, and running power.
Box pushed hard here.
He's going to wait and give it back to the man who gave it to him in the first place. Doughty back through the middle to Thompson. So much the pivot in all this run is Thompson. Bock drills it onto the chest of Knights. Now.
Tough kick.
He is. He likes to swing it with the left though, doesn't he?
With the bruise, he's been pushing it the other way.
Gets out, curls it back.
Matthew.
And kicks it. 2 for Knights. 10 for the Crows.
Well, you're spot on, but Ballantyne, I'm just watching him, young Ballantyne, coming to the bench. He's in a lot of pain, so not good news for Fremantle.
He's struggling. He's got a few teammates that are doing that as well. Adelaide in a goal drought at the moment. We've been playing 3 minutes of the quarter. It's time for Stevens to kick a goal, isn't it?
Shouldn't be far away.
Paul Pleasure. Top of the square, tip it perhaps. Oh, Dangerfield for number 3. It was only a matter of time before they got their first to the half.
It certainly was, and I'd love to see the replay here, but he looks to the top of the square where the big player's going to go. Tippett competes for it. Now, I think it's Mundy. It was just a poor handball. It was. No urgency there by David Mundy. I mean, on the last line of defence, it's a matter of life and death. It has to be. But I felt, look, the tackle was there, but got to have quick thoughts there.
Very poor play by Mundy. He's had a really ordinary game. Geelong have been able to put together a similar team with not really that many high draft picks, albeit a couple of good father-sons.
Knights to Paul Pleasure.
And look at it. They just well drilled, and they make sure that they get to that point.
30 metres out. Puts it through. 80 points the margin. Shammer up the wing. Finds his target in the first gamer in Ruffles. What a game to make his debut, but he's found a target.
Good kick.
And he's found Murphy, who can get home from here. He can get home from here. But it's a question of accuracy, and the Adelaide fans are hoping that he's going to miss. He's kicked 8-2 this year. Hits it pretty well. At last, the Dockers kick a goal.
Well, he just come up from the bench.
45. Only 17 entries from Fremantle. The lowest on records, I think, 29. Overall, you wouldn't think they'll get 12 entries from here.
That's
so
in doubt, isn't it? Yeah.
Might break another record tonight.
Vince threading through, finding Tippett. He's been off target.
South Australia, but the Victorians are a bit slow on the uptake when it comes to the Adelaide players, and they've become very good. That was a terrific play by Vince.
Can he straighten it up? Yes, he can. 3 for Tippett.
Well, we're supposed
Down he does likewise. Chip over the top to Otten. He's got it now. Room in the pocket.
The Bermuda Triangle, that part of the ground.
Oh, yeah. Thompson.
Oh, Paul Pleasure's got
Paul Pleasure double back here. No.
I should back himself here.
He wants someone to go short for him. Eventually, Paul Pleasure does.
That's great patience. That's great discipline. If you're allowed to be, and Fremantle just allowed him too much tonight, too much space. and lack of work rate.
Surely he wouldn't miss 2 in a row from the set shot, Liam.
I don't think so.
Oh, boys.
Oh, he floats it through.
Very rarely misses when he gets an opportunity in front of goal. Poor pleasure. And then that rotation of Knights, also poor pleasure. Dangerfield, those dangerous sort of runners. Looks like a pretty structured forward line and pretty dangerous setup.
They're pressing here, Adelaide. Great pressure from the Crows. Holding the ball. It's rewarded. Oh, Goodwin's forced to play on. So too Vince as he stands and delivers with the left boot. Floating across Tippett. The big man is on fire.
What? That is called a contested mark. Not unlike...
At its best. 4 deep here.
Not unlike Gardner's mark last week late in the game from the side. Hitting the pack hard. He came in hard, didn't he?
Runs around, plays on, and kicks his 4th.
Well, Liam, I can only sing the praises of this young boy. He's in good form.
Now goes through the corridor and presenting for him Doughty. Kicking long. Tippett.
This guy's a star.
He's going to just chip it in short.
Look at the space. Look at the space. Look at the 3-man plays. There's 3 of them. The execution's been first class.
He's worked a lot harder then. That was all it was. They had 2 or 3 leads before they finally used him. Tippett.
Hasn't scored this season, Robert Shirley. Would love a goal. And he's got one. Margin now at 98. Nathan Bocker's 27th disposal. He leads the list for Adelaide. Sella wants support. Hard running McKay. Peak's hard to outrun, so he decides to kick into the 50. In front, Grover. Too much on the handball. Comes back to McKay. Clean take. What a talented young player he is.
Great
and
kick.
An intelligent kick. And he found Tippett. Oh, great work, McKay.
Well, the commentator, Matthew Campbell, applauding that kick and that run by McKay. It went right back to the centre wing. That's where he started running. Got a good shepherd from Salah, and that kick in the end, well, nothing Chris Curran could do about that. He's kicked it goal side and kicked it beautifully well weighted. And now Big Kurt just has to finish off the good work of McKay and then get over to him and slap him on the backside and say, well done. That's your goal, young man.
This for 5 for Tippett. He kicked 7 earlier in the year, but this to make it a margin of over 100 points. It is there. With McLeod coming through Shamma. He's just bumped out of the way. Picked up by Johncock. Gave it over to Van Berlo and turned to Symes and away they go again, Adelaide. They reload on the outer wing. McLeod has a runner. Vince can go back inside if he spots a man. He does. Now will it sit for Otten? He's away. 70 metres from goal. He heads to the top of the square. Porplesia goes back.
Oh, he's marked it.
Got it. He's got it.
He didn't think he was going to get it, but he did.
He hung in there.
Yeah, I reckon he got some good protection.
Once again,
Stevens,
the kick to the right area.
Stevens, good work.
It was good work, but Chris Tarrant's looking to just say, hang on a minute. He was holding me by the arm. How could you not see that?
So we've seen everything tonight, including Jason Porplesia missed 2 set shots.
No, that won't happen again.
Well, he did cramp.
Turn it up the porpoise eats these for breakfast.
He's got 4.
Well, the forward entry once again, if I get penalised for holding the ball, well, that's as a coach, that's what you want to see in your players. I've got to ask the question of the 5 Fremantle players who was just sit there spectating.
Quick kick out of the pack. The porpoise has 5.
Well, if I can go back to that, why they were spectating, that's what happens, because Adelaide, they'll pounce on you. They're the hunter tonight. They're the aggressor. They keep things alive. I mean, this is magical stuff because you've got great players, but I've got to ask the question, why was that ball there in the first place?
Well, just his cleanness of hand here, Porplesia. That's just a touch player. He's got unbelievable touch. And does he know where the goals are? Could have 7 tonight. scored now. 24 is the lowest.
And a quick kick out, finds Shirley. McKay. The crowd wants one more. I don't know if there's time. Perhaps Chris Knights.
Torpedo.
He played on the siren. It didn't matter, did it?
No.
Will it pay? It's academic as far as the result goes. But the Adelaide fans on their feet, giving their team an ovation they thoroughly deserve.
While it's a 10th win, it was fantastic by the Adelaide Crows. From the first bounce, they just set the standard, the work rate. They were clean, well drilled, well balanced through all the lines. They're just a well-disciplined organisation. Not much opposition. They were very, very disappointing. They were very poor. No work rate, but Adelaide didn't allow them any time and space at all, Liam Pickering.
Well,